Hey guys, John Rapp here with the Rusty Hook Kayak Fishing Podcast, but it's not just the Rusty Hook tonight. It is 5 shows in one. So without further ado, let's get this baby kicked off.
You're watching the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network. Welcome to the Rusty Hook Podcast, presented by Feelfree Kayaks. Paddle, pedal, or power, there's something for everyone. ZPRO Lithium, serious power for serious anglers. DuBro Fishing, American marine application soft plastics. Big Lake Bait Company, Texas's #1 custom bait maker. Raw and unfiltered. Streaming on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Bringing you gear reviews and candid interviews from the industry's best. Angler profiles, tournament news, and legendary knowledge from kayak fishing's best. Grab that cold drink and get settled in. Now here's John Rapp, our host.
All right. Tuesday night, June 11th. Got a great show for you. And I'm not doing introductions because you know all these guys. They're on this network, the Paddle and Fin, almost nightly. So let's get them on board and let's get this show started. Randy, welcome.
What's up?
Gene, welcome, buddy.
What's going on, brother?
Hey, Brian, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Jiminy Christmas.
There's one in every group.
Hey, Matt, welcome to the show, buddy.
Yeah, there's no following that one. Ever.
Yeah. Master of all things, and it's definitely not. Oh gosh.
Careful.
Yeah, I tell you.
He's still the boss.
Yes, he is.
I do what I want. I'm grown.
I love it. Hey, so Randy, start it off. Introduce yourself. Tell everybody where they can find you, your shows, if they don't already know, which they should.
All right. Well, obviously, I'm Randy Newton, the host of The Final Cast and guest appearance host of many other shows on this network. You can find us on YouTube, on Paddle and Fin Network. You can also go to YouTube at The Final Cast, and you can find me on Facebook. Look up my page personally at Randy Newton, and you can find me, and excited about that.
All right, Gene, you get to follow that, Big Daddy.
That's right. I'm Gene Campbell with the True Patriot Outfitters, TPO Doc Talk podcast on the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network. You can catch us there, or you can any one of the socials, Facebook or Instagram at True Patriot Outfitters, and on YouTube, which is our biggest platform. You can hit us there at the TPO Doc Talk podcast.
Heck
Well,
yeah,
and of
man.
course, don't forget all of your Spotify's and podcasting platforms, of course.
Yeah.
Yes, all the major stuff all Paddle and Fin is there, baby.
That's right. And speaking of Paddle and Fin, Pod Daddy.
Hi. I'm the dude. Thank you.
All right, Matt Gibson, you're up. Go ahead, Brian.
You said you wanted to have fun tonight.
We're
I'm the
gonna do
dude.
it.
Next.
No, come on. Tell us your show. You got a show that's starting, getting ready to start. Come on.
Yeah, you got already 5 episodes kicked out so far.
He's trying to recall.
Oh, Friday Night Bites.
There you go.
Friday nights. Thank you.
Goodness.
It's gonna be one of those shows. Here we go.
I tell you, I'm not going to get much out of this one. I think he talked more to the pre-show than he's ever going to do in this one.
No.
He's got to warm up. He's got to get into it.
Well, I think the problem is, that's
Coffee's
it.
almost gone.
It's empty. So, all right, Matt, tell us about you, brother.
Hey, Matt Gibson, fill in for the Noob Show for a little while here. So just here for a good time as always.
Heck yeah.
I don't even consider him a fill-in anymore.
No, I don't either.
No. You've been already given the promotion. It's full time now.
I
He's
am
the
now the
dude.
full time.
He's the dude 2.0.
The dude 2.0. I love it.
I
There you
like
go.
it.
Better
Yeah.
version of the dude. Yeah.
So,
Sure.
hey guys, I thought we would. We've been talking about doing this for a little while, and we finally got 5 of us together. Let's talk about what we've accomplished up to date through 2024. and what we got planned. I know Matt and Brian got something they're getting ready to kick off. Gene's got things in the background. Randy and myself and all of us but Gene in about a month are going to be heading south. So, Matt, you want to start it off with us, buddy? What you've been into fishing-wise, tournament-wise?
And this has been probably the most challenging year I've had. I've been on the water maybe a handful of times this year. As many of you know, I know you know John, great friend of mine and Indiana Kayak Anglers founder and the leader of the group, Jason Young. He had a stroke earlier this year, so I am doing my best to fill in for him with Indiana Kayak Anglers. So learning some new things, learning more of that back end stuff. I'm getting really familiar with Tourney X and things like that. So been doing that. I have fished a little. Been fortunate enough. I mean, this year fishing tournaments it's been just extremely awesome and great for me this year. I've had a couple of wins in a boat and a kayak, so it's been great, man. So far so good. Just chugging along here in Indiana, bro.
Sweet. Hey, Randy, you want to shoot next? Or you want me to pass you up to the guy on the bottom?
No, you can go ahead. So it's been a crazy year. Besides moving in the last year and trying to get everything settled, trying to get kids and everything all taken care of here in the North Carolina area, I am finally going to get my kayak out on the water, hopefully this weekend, and get my son out on the water, do a little river fishing, do something I have never done in my entire life because everything in Florida is in water. So trying to learn something new in North Carolina. And with the show, I'm looking at trying to bring more in-depth shows, a little bit more knowledge, bringing over more guests from other platforms like I did a couple weeks ago with LinkedIn and Christina. Samantha, I can't even remember. I've so many names going through my head. But it was really cool to see her, and then on top of that, we're going to see her again at ICAST. So she will be by at the booth. She's going to stop by and visit us and give us a couple minutes there, and then we might go over and do an on the spot at the location for her for takemefishing.org. So there's going to be a lot of opportunity getting ready to happen there, and kind of working on the back end a lot over here, doing a lot of our uploads, getting everybody's shows on platforms. Pretty proud to say that out of the past year so far, halfway through the year, we have done 5,975 downloads on our show, on our platform this year. And we have been ticking very well in an updraft. We have our months, you have some times when everybody's on the road and stuff like that. So like, for instance, last May, we were very, very active with everybody kind of getting into the fishing thing and kind of going out and traveling. But we are definitely looking at increasing our performance a little bit more on the platform and also for Waypoint and just having a good time. I mean, this has been interesting. I have to honestly say to everybody that's watching on the show, I have been a little negligent on producing. So I'm going to get back out there. Hopefully after today's show and after ICAST, I'll get that burst of motivation, how we get everything kind of rocking and rolling for the summer and get things moving again.
I hear you. Gene?
Yeah, man, it's been an amazing year. Last year I was with Team New Canoe. This year I got officially brought onto their national team, which very, very proud to work with New Canoe in that capacity, man. I love that's how I met Brian long ago. Love the boats, love everything about it, love the company, and so that's on the fishing side. That's what we'll go through that. First year that I've not been actively attacking and going after a national trail. Just because I've been doing, initially I was doing work with the All-American Kayak Series in the beginning part of the season here. And so working those events just didn't feel right about competing in them. And everything from Colorado is like, you got to take a time machine to get to it, right?
Yeah.
We're way the hell out here out in the desert, bro. So it's a little bit harder for us to try to put down a 22-hour travel to Pickwick. That's a little run. But been fishing a lot of local scene, Colorado Kayak Bassmasters, been fishing that. Did get a chance, actually went on the media pass, went to the Bassmaster National Championship and the Classic. That was amazing, looking 100% already booked and ready for next year. We're going
Yeah,
again.
I got to see you there. That
Yep.
was a good time. Yeah.
Yep. And we want to take the Doc Talk, even further with that, so we can, this time I'm going to have a dedicated camera guy coming with me. Just because I'm too old to figure in multitask. Apparently, I screwed up. I screwed up some great interviews, man. I had an interview with John. I had Seth Fighter and Josh Douglas, a great interview. Had an interview with Greg Hackney, and all those. The audio was just shot because of my stupid self. So, at any rate,
That's the best part about screwing it up.
right.
You learn from it.
Oh yeah, it was totally me. It was total user error that caused that problem. So yeah, lost a ton of good content there. Just some good pictures, right? That was about it. I got a pictures of some guys going, and that's about it. That's all I could do. So yeah, so that's it on the fishing side. I've not been. I got to be honest, man. I've been juggling the whole working and fishing tournament thing. That's a hell of a run when you're working an event or you're focused more on your work stuff as opposed to normally I'm used to going out and just focusing on the tournament, right? But when you're trying to get content or you're trying to get another interview and you're trying to I'll be honest, I've been struggling with that. So hopefully I get straight in my head and I can start getting back to doing well there. Nonprofit work, man, I've been staying super busy. Romans Warrior Foundation, True Patriot Outfitters, and now I have joined forces with, in the Denver VA sector here, Heroes on the Water. So we're doing a bunch of work with those guys. Lots of that stuff. As far as the Doc Talk goes, one of the things that we're going to be doing with our episodes, we're going to be expanding around to our neighboring states. I'm going to reach out to the bass clubs that are out there. And we're going to start highlighting some of those. It's going to help the show with our reach, talking to those clubs, and gives a chance to highlight those clubs, man. And because a lot of those guys don't have any voice, right? And Southern Nevada, for instance, there's a great group of amazing anglers down there that are out in the desert, man, and want to highlight these guys, give them a chance to, showcase their skills, showcase what they're doing out there. New Mexico. Same thing, and of course we all know Nebraska, Kansas, they've got, hooks, but for sure, we want to start making that connection and see if we can help boost all the clubs together, man, just in the region here and really help pick the numbers up. So last but not least, we are working on some big stuff. I'll announce that on the show. We're baking up something pretty big in the background, but there's a lot of moving parts to this. Before I open my pie hole on that, I want to get a few more things in line before we make that announcement. But that could take us into places we've not seen before yet. So, and
Sweet.
I
yield. And now, without further ado, the Big Daddy, the Pod Daddy himself, OG. There's that laugh. God damn. I'm not going to be able to stop laughing.
Oh, there's a big backstory behind that one. That was on point. That was on point. I like it. Thank you, Maddie.
No problem, bud.
What an introduction. Whew.
That was a pretty good introduction. That was good.
How do I follow that up? Yeah, man. Obviously, I think a lot of people know, like, end of 2023 was pretty rough for me. My mom suffered from a ruptured brain aneurysm, and I kind of stepped away from all things except for work. And so I've been trying to get back into the groove of things. Obviously, January through basically April, I was on the road nonstop for trade shows in archery, fishing, and hobby stuff through DuBro. Did the Paddle and Fin event. Always good to be at Dale Hollow. I've been traveling, fishing some destinations, both local and afar. I've already done St. Clair for the smallmouth spawn. some lakes in Wisconsin for their spawns, things like that. I did fish a derby this past weekend out of the boat. It's one that I fished with my old man, and we won 2 years ago. Last year we didn't fish it because we were up on Mille Lacs, but due to current circumstances with my mom, my dad didn't get a chance to join me this past week, but I got to fish the first derby with the wife this past weekend. We ended up taking fourth, I believe it was. Our big bass was like 3.8.
Nice.
So that's always fun. And
Well, you didn't call her ex-wife, so it must have been all right. Huh?
It was a good one.
yeah, I mean,
did she catch a bigger fish?
No, I ended up catching the big. I upgraded like last hour. We ended up calling out like I think it was like 1.8 for a 3.8. So that was a huge call to save our day. But no, she did awesome, man. It was one of those great days where we caught a ton of fish, but just couldn't get on the bigs, you know. Lakes kind of scattered. Obviously, temperatures have been kind of mild here, so they're not to their normal summer pattern yet, so to speak. So it was a little bit of a struggle, but not too bad. Leaving Thursday for New York to go fish the St. Lawrence River. So that's obviously a bucket list destination. Looking forward to that. Smallmouth are on beds up there. So the chance at catching a 6 or 7 pounder is very high. So super stoked with that. And we got a little friendly
DuBro crawl.
There's some specialty baits going in the old boat.
He's the guy who's pouring them, so come on, he can do it.
Yeah. But yeah, looking forward to that, man. Super stoked. I mean, I got to help design an archery product that released the beginning of the year. That's been super successful, being shipped worldwide. I'm super excited for iCast. I've developed a product with two of the guys on screen here, John Rapp, Matt Gibson. So we're getting ready to launch that at iCast. So I've been just grinding on that. And then on the podcast front, man, it's I think it's safe to say that the OG show has been retired just due to my co-host is off doing some other things, which rightfully so. And I support him 100%. And I'm sure Jay will pop on from time to time. So recently I started the Friday Night Bites, and it's just shorter segmented stuff, lessons learned on the water. I know Matt joined me for one show. We talked about forward-facing sonar, and it wasn't like we were taking one opinion or the other. We just basically talked about pros, cons, all the different angles, things like that. So just tips and tricks to kind of help make you a better angler, things like that. But yeah, man, I'm really digging the shorter format and the solo run, so to speak. I will have guests from time to time, like I had Matt on. But yeah, just having a lot of fun with it. It's an idea and a concept I've had in the back of my mind for a while. So I've just been kind of plugging along on that and really enjoying it. And, just speaking my mind and, sharing lessons learned. So that way you don't have to learn them the hard way. So.
Sounds great. And we're definitely glad that the situation has improved with your mother. I know you recently told us that she got to go home, and how's things there?
Yeah, she got to go home 2 weeks ago, finally. So she spent 2 months in ICU in downtown Chicago. So it was a lot of traveling back and forth. And then she got transferred to acute care, and that was like an hour and a half from my place. So traveling back and forth there. Then another rehab facility, then another rehab facility that was closer to home. And she had a few mishaps along the way, but now she's doing much better, getting stronger every day. She can talk again. She's walking with a walker, things like that. So she's scooting around. She's cracking jokes, making fun of the old man. So in my book, that means she's getting back to normal. You know what I mean?
That's the truth.
Yeah, no, man, just super grateful and thankful for everybody that has helped in her care, all the thoughts and well wishes from listeners, all you guys. Yeah, man, it was a huge upset in the family life, but as I've always said, family first. You know what I mean? So I just had to do my due diligence, kind of step away, and I know Paddle and Fin suffered a little bit from that, but I'm super grateful for Randy and John, kind of stepping up and grabbing some of the reins and helping out and continuing to make this ship sail.
Hey, give kudos for Gene stepping up too, man, and even Matt's filling in for the noobs. I mean, Gene coming on board, bringing his DPO. God bless you guys.
Yeah, and
appreciate you, man.
Yeah, Gene and I go back a little bit. We met through New Canoe, and I always liked what Gene was doing, and I thought he was a great addition to the Paddle and Fin family. I know we were kind of brainstorming on some people to bring in, and Gene was one of the first ones I said, man, he's out there in the streets just fucking grinding it out, crushing it, and it's good to see that. It's good for the sport of fishing, kayak fishing, and everything in between. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So all I got to say is that we need to now not be the number 3 show. We need to be the number 1 show.
Well,
hey, I like when I did a AI search. I mean, the top 10 podcasts, and we were there. I mean, AI don't lie.
Yeah, I think the other day when I looked, I think we got, Randy might have a better gauge too, but I think the other day when I uploaded my podcast, we have something like 1,500 freaking shows in the library. Like, it's something crazy, dude. Tell me who's got that many shows. Nobody.
Nobody.
No, and it all comes back from each of the individuals on the right here, right now, and then also our brand new one, Adam, up in Canada. We have Dustin down in the South. I mean, they're killing it right now.
Yeah, everybody, man. It's always been a group effort, right? And obviously, some hosts have left, and like, kudos to them, man. I still talk to a lot of those guys, and no hard feelings, Like, people have come and gone from Paddle and Fin, like, since the beginning, right? And we started Paddle and Fin in 2018 on a whim, and it was more for our entertainment than anything. It was more of like a diary of like keeping track of our journey into kayak fishing, and it kind of exploded from there. We thought nobody would listen. I still remember like the day we hit 50 listens or 50 downloads on the podcast, and we were like, dude, 50 people listen to the show, holy crap. And it's like, now you look at those statistics and you're like, shit, I got 50 downloads in the first half hour. Like, what the hell, So, but it's been baby steps, right? It's been a lot of work and a lot of effort from multiple people, along the way, and super grateful for everybody that's helped along the way. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
John, if you don't mind, is one of the new guys coming in. I just got to say, man, when we got the invite to come join the Paddle and Fin, it was a freaking honor. Running podcast and doing that kind of stuff on the outside. I know what we do at the Dock Talk is kind of a different thing, but we still try to play, homage to our roots of kayak fishing. And when the Paddle and Fin reached out, dude, that was like, to be recognized by your peers to me is more. It carries more weight than anything, right?
Sure.
So to get that kind of response, one of the things that I am so damn proud of the Paddle and Fin and what you guys have built and what now we get to be a part of is the diversity and the variety package, man. There's no click stuff going on here. There's no buzzword. There's no, this is the cool kid department. This is that. None of that horse mess takes place here. You can't say that about everything else that's running around out there. And I absolutely love the individuality of each of the shows, but yet at the end of the day, you said something to me, Brian, that I've hold right to heart, and that is truly do our part to get more butts in kayaks, get more people out there enjoying the outdoors and kayak fishing. That's what we're all here to do, man. And
Yeah.
just want to say kudos to you guys, man. This is awesome. We're proud to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's just fishing in general, right? Like I think when we started Paddle and Fin, it was all kayak fishing, and like, granted, the past 2-3 years I've spent a lot of time in a boat as well, but it's just a sport of fishing, man. It's like that's all I care about. As long as people are getting out there and getting a line wet, enjoying themselves, getting out in the outdoors. And granted, like, the elephant in the room, COVID helped with that, right? But I think what it did is it captured that audience that either fished as a kid, now they were an older adult and they were forced to go outside. And the fact that we've retained those people in the fishing world is awesome. And not only that, but kayak fishing, right? Like, granted, like, we're kind of at a stalemate right now. Like, the COVID days are over, so to speak, as a lot of, stores and manufacturers and things like that. But you still have a lot of people like buying gear or getting into it. Like, I got a call from the kayak shop the other day, and some lady called and she's got a 13-year-old son that wants to learn how to fish. So I'm going to take the kid out and teach him how to fish,
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's like, just stuff like that, man. Like, that's, and it's funny because like, I used to be like, Gene, I totally understand where you're coming from. Like, I used to be that tournament guy. Like, I need to fish the tournament series. I need to do this. And then recently I've enjoyed teaching people how to fish and seeing them catch fish and break their PB record over and over and over again. And I get way more joy out of that than, I won't say walking across a Bassmaster Classic stage, because like, obviously for everybody, that's a dream. And not only that, that's a nice payday, but, like, that's way more rewarding than traveling, 600 miles to go fish a derb and maybe take first place and, make a couple bucks. You know what I mean? I know that I'm dropping a seed in somebody that is going to eventually blossom and grow. And maybe they're the ones that are going to go win that derby or something like that. I mean, to me, that's been more rewarding, I think. And that's part of, I think, just getting older, right? Like, I'm not getting any younger. Obviously, I look like shit. My skin's starting to wrinkle, like, put on a couple pounds, like Matt knows. But,
Ouch.
it's like, I mean, don't get
Cue
me
the
wrong.
song, Matt.
Yeah. But I don't know. Me personally, that's what I've been up to lately, especially with having a boat and being able to take people out. And I've taken people out in kayaks too, man. Don't get me wrong. But I think I've opened up the eyes to some new anglers. And that, to me, like, I don't know, that's a job well done in my book. You know what I mean?
It's about a legacy, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice work.
Well, I think you nailed it. Like, we all go through phases. We go through phases where we're those tournament anglers. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
We're going after it. We all have those aspirations of being the top gun on one of the biggest platforms that we have out there. That's either Bassmaster, Hobie, BOS, or some of the other tournaments that are out there. But you go through your phase. You go through your life and you realize, I don't have the energy or the time to do that anymore. And 4 kids and a wife, I really don't have that time to be going out there and trying to do fishing tournaments by myself. But if I can teach my kids how to fish, or if I can teach their friends how to fish, way more rewarding.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I agree with that 100%.
I got to say, I'm 100% on board with what all you guys are saying. I've been fishing in the industry now for a little over 10 years. My first 4 or 5 years, I probably did 250 tournaments.
Yeah.
Now I find myself enjoying more. I still do a tournament or two. I think this year I've done 4, but I like the trips. I like the week long trips. Like we've done, even though it was a tournament type trip with Paddle and Fin. I mean, me and Brian, we spent the whole week, every day out on the water when we weren't running a tournament, fishing, shooting content, laughing at each other, dialing in our gear, working on our boats. I mean, just having a good time. And
Giving John wet showers on the water.
always, yeah. So, guys,
All I can say is if you got an NK300, right,
you
and
took
that
the words out of my
thing
mouth.
has so much torque, you go up next to your buddy, full throttle and reverse, that prop pops out of the water and just, douses the guy. And then you drop the throttle down and go forward and ride away as your buddy's crying because he's all wet.
The only thing that was missing was Matt Gibson's song there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he would have queued that up after I got wet about 5 times in two days, that would have been perfect.
Oh, we have some opportunities coming up, John. Don't worry about it.
Plenty.
Plenty of opportunities coming up, buddy.
That's right. Yeah,
Got that right.
To piggyback kind of off Brian, I've been in a boat probably these last 2 or 3 years than I've been in a really, really long time. Just a quick story for you guys. I'm actually fishing with I don't have a boat. We sold our boat many years ago, and I'm actually fishing with a guy that my dad taught how to fish. So
that's awesome.
It's like legacies coming together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is so awesome to spend, a couple hours just giving each other just the biggest hell. And man, it's probably like the second tournament him and I ever fished together. I mean, he just crushed me with a crankbait right in the back. And then he was like trying to pull it out with needle nose pliers, and we were laughing about it. We still joke about it, but that's what it's all about, man. Like, we've won some tournaments. We've been fortunate to win tournaments together and things like that. But I could care less about that. Like, it's all about spending time on the water together, cutting up together, just like this group, man. Like, I've seen Randy once in my life, but man, like when we see each other or we chat on Facebook or whatever it is, it's like it's all fishing. Like, it's all relatable. So that's really what I've always loved about Paddle and Fin with you guys is you guys just, it is a community. It's a very, very tight community. And like, there's people from all over. I mean, Gene's in Colorado, John's in West Virginia, I'm in Indiana. And for some God unknown reason, Brian's in Illinois. So like we're kind of from
he likes to pay taxes like we do.
That's the truth.
Trust me, it's not by choice. Not by choice. And it's funny because you talk about trips, right? Like me and Randall used to run the road all the time together, and people would ask us, "Where are y'all from?" And Jay would be like, "We're from Chicago, but we're not like those people." That was always his response. And I'm like, dude, you got to quit saying that to people. So it's like somebody asked me, I'm like, I'm on the Illinois-Wisconsin border. I don't tell them which side of the border, but I say I'm on the Illinois-Wisconsin border, right? Like, I mean, which is true. I mean, literally, I could drive 10 minutes north and be in Wisconsin. But Randall didn't fail no matter where we were in the freaking country. It'd be like, yeah, we're from Chicago, but we're not like those people. I'm like, oh my God, dude. Like, come on.
Okay, well, I think honestly, when I met you, and then I actually got to sit down with Brian and his son from DuBro, you guys said you're from that area, but you're not like those people.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, private conversation, we're friends, whatever, but random people off the street, man, you just don't say that, I don't know. It's just me.
So what are you guys thinking about for the rest of the year? What do you got planned?
Well, I mean, ICAST is big. That's going to be a big one for us. We're excited. Looking forward to that. We have the booth going back in again with at DuBro, so we're going to be there shooting live, kicking out content all week long. You're probably going to see some weird and crazy antics coming on from us. We might share some of those experiences that we have throughout the week. But just really pushing out content for pretty much for the last half of this year. That is a lot of stuff that we'll be able to share, repeat, put things back out there again throughout the year, and not to mention all of our shows. I'm looking forward to bringing on more anglers for angler spotlights, definitely getting more of those out there, and then also other individuals in the industry just highlighting their jobs and what they do, and kind of like the information and the stuff that they kick out.
I like it that you're hitting a niche that we don't normally hit, which is over at LinkedIn too. So
yeah, that's a huge platform right now.
Yeah, that's been an interesting platform, I think, in the fishing industry, because it's all the professional side of it. So you're talking about everybody who does a lot of legwork, whether it's the writing or the, just the stats that go out, that get kicked out for us to even talk about on these shows sometimes. Those individuals are putting in a lot of legwork, and I think it's time to start showcasing them a little bit. And in the LinkedIn world, we can reach out to them very, very quickly and get them on board. And they're very eager to even share some of their contacts and stuff. So through my last LinkedIn show that we did, the cool thing is that through this platform and stuff like that, we're able to now share on LinkedIn. Just so you guys know, I'm going to be setting that up. So we're going to be able to start using LinkedIn and showing our shows through there. So there's a lot of opportunity that's out there through other platforms that we're going to be able to start tying in.
Sweet.
Okay, Jay Brown. Yes, I bragged about pizza and fishing. Not best place to live. And if anybody's paying taxes, it's Jay Brown up in Canada. Like what he told me he pays in taxes. Holy crap. Man.
Oh, yeah. Ridiculous.
I'm surprised he could buy a freaking roll of toilet paper. That's rough. It's rough, bro. But I still love you, Jay Brown. Yeah, 52% tax.
That's insane. Oh, my gosh. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
52% up there. That's insane, dude. And that dude works his butt off. Jay Brown's a good dude.
We started a revolution in this country over stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Right? That's where. Let's not go down this rabbit hole. Let's not go down this rabbit hole.
That's another show, another time.
Yeah. Let's go somewhere else.
Success.
And Gene completely derailed it real quick.
There's the line. There I go.
Triggered.
No, but like you said it earlier, Brian, when you were talking about just kind of like creating, and Matt and Gene and John, we've kind of been in this industry for a while now, where we've kind of flipped our own thought processes of being that go getter to now let's do something that's a little bit more meaningful, and that's create that legacy. What's going to happen after we decide to one day probably turn off the computer and never do this thing again? What's going to be out there later on? And we want it to be that legacy of, oh, I remember when Randy taught me this, or I remember when Brian taught me this on this show, or he took me out on the water and did this, and Gene did this out in Colorado with us, and John, and not only with John having the West Virginia paddlers, the West Virginia anglers up there, and having that club for so long, just creating that long-term, what's going to be that effect. And I look at it as now my long-term is no longer me, it's my kids. It's like, what are they, what's going to carry on through me, for them, through them, and what are they going to continue to do? And that's where everything's a lot more meaningful now than just kind of 100% go, get to as many tournaments as possible and do that. A little bit more selective on the things that we do, a little bit more selective on the calendars and our schedules and our lives. We still like to have a work-life balance a little bit, except for Brian. He's always at work. He's still at work right now. But and just doing that and creating that type of legacy, because that's what's going to teach the younger generation of how to succeed in the future.
Yeah, it's interesting, man, when you sit back and look at, all 5 of our journeys, I guess you would say, through fishing, kayak fishing, all that stuff, right? Like, all of us were diehard tournament anglers. All of us have pretty much run events. I probably took the weirdest turn of us all. I'm working the industry now. Like, it's, and that's the thing, like, everybody wants to get there. Careful what you wish for.
That's the truth.
But, no, I don't say, I'm just kidding when I say that. Like, I love my job. That's why I'm still here right now. Like, I got here at freaking, time was it 5:50 this morning?
6 a.m. normally.
I got here a little before 6, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's now 7:13. I've
That's
been
because
in
he's
this
got to make his
building for
coffee that
13
early.
hours. But it's crazy. Like, if you would have asked any one of us 5 years ago, where do you think you'll be? Like, I don't think anybody would have the right answer, right?
No.
Like,
No.
it's crazy. But you know what, man? At the end of the day, I think the most beautiful thing about it all is we all come together through fishing. We've all met because of fishing, because of this podcast, because of so many different things, man. Like, I mean, I pretty much talk to Maddie Two Shoes over there on a daily basis. You know what I mean? Like,
You're
5
welcome.
years ago, frick, I was lucky if I saw him or talked to him twice a year. You know what I mean? But I mean, same thing with Randy. I mean, Randy, I knew of Randy. I'd seen some of the stuff he was doing in Florida. And I know Jay knew Randy and fished with Randy, and I'd always heard good things. And then, as conversations happened and paths crossed, I
And
mean,
now he's stuck with me.
yeah, what a mistake that was. I mean, same with Gene. Gene was a brand new guy on Team New Canoe, and I was doing the New Canoe podcast over there, spotlighting all our anglers. And Gene was just a new guy, and I reached out to him. I was like, "Hey, man," and I think we did an 1.5 hour long podcast, and that show normally went like 45 minutes, But and that's the thing. Like, me and Gene have always kind of stayed in contact since then, and it's been cool too, because like, I knew Gene when he first got on the New Canoe, and now, like he said, he's been bumped up to that national team, which isn't an easy thing to do, man. But I mean, his work ethic is what got him there. And I think that's the same with all of us on the screen, right? Like, we've all made it to these different levels in this crazy thing we call fishing. And it's all just due to grinding it out and the passion and the love for it, man. And not only that, but being able to share that passion and love and relate to anglers across the world,
Well, and you said it best right there, where you have to go out and you have to realize you got to do the work. It's not an easy drop and see in your lap and there it is. It's like, you got to go out and you got to do the work. Gene, you found out the hard way, didn't you?
Oh yeah, my first year of putting the show up, during the winter time, I was hot and heavy. Things were rocking and rolling. And my first summer, though, when spring kicked in and the tournament season kicked off, I kind of went months, and was not releasing content, consistently. And dude, my numbers started off. We started skyrocketing, and then all of a sudden, just boom, in the trash can. And I taught myself that vital lesson that it was a matter of, if you're going to do this, well, then you can't half-ass it, man. You gotta put content out of some sort. And for me personally, it had to be quality. I didn't care about buzzword. I didn't care about trending. I wanted to make sure that what we were doing is something we could be proud of, and that had some sustenance behind it. And yeah, man, that first year it taught a hard lesson. Second year, we made sure that every Monday at 6 p.m. Mountain, we had a show ready to drop, be it live or be it recorded. We put something out, and our numbers skyrocketed comparatively speaking, to the previous. So yeah, we're in our this is 3.5 years now we've been rolling, and we have had one Monday night where we were 20 minutes behind because of a power outage. I couldn't get StreamYard to play nice on my phone. Other than that,
I've been there.
Yeah, we've
John knows.
dropped at 6 p.m. Mountain for basically literally for 3.5 years, or at least for 2.5. We've made sure that we're at least reliable. We may not always be something somebody wants to watch. That's cool. It's not for everybody, but we're dropping something. I guarantee it. So
yeah, I feel your pain there with the power. I lose my power here at least once a week for either 3-4 hours up to a day. So, but yeah, being part of this group has been a blessing for me. Brian was talking about how he's met everybody. Well, I met him at a YakGadget get together. And
what a mistake that was. Man, do I regret that one.
Listen, I didn't know a guy could put so much tackle in his truck.
He's pretty good at it. I'm gonna tell you.
The kitchen became.
And when you need something and you can't find it, who do you go to? Yeah, Jimmy's in the chat. That's where Two More Big Daddy was born. Was that meetup? Was that meetup? I'm pretty sure there's a selfie of the three of us just, enjoying a few pops, maybe a little glossy-eyed, just freaking,
About 2:30 in the morning, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And you just kept screaming, "Two more, Big Daddy! Two more!"
Yeah. You were getting up and going toward the refrigerator.
The fridge, yeah.
See, Gene, this is what you're missing when you don't come out with us. You got to leave Colorado a little bit and come hang out with
like,
us.
there's a reason why I stay in Colorado. I've heard the stories.
In one instant here, I'm actually kind of thankful that I got 1,000 miles.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I can tell you one thing. Your sleep back across that 5-hour flight would go very fast. You'd wake up and you might not even have a hangover by the time you got back. So no, I mean, it's you guys. I mean, this sport has brought a lot of us together, and we've got 10 people watching the show from all the different platforms, and they probably have friends that they've hooked up with and went fishing with across state lines somewhere just because of shows like this or Facebook platforms or fishing clubs or whatever. I mean, so it's the community is a great community. So,
well, that's the beauty of it, right? Especially with the turmoil that's tainting our world right now, where everybody's in disagreements over everything, right? And but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who you like, who you don't like, how you vote, what you support, what you don't support. At the end of the day, we all come together through fishing. And I think if we continue to spread that message, the better off we're all going to be, right? Like
100%.
Yeah. So I miss you too, Jimmy.
One of the things we wanted that I've picked up over the time and seen is, working with the All-American Kayak Classic. Josh Booth has created to me, a vital series out there that pays homage to the flyover states, right? To the Midwest of America right there.
The young man has done a great job. He really has.
He runs one of the most successful state-run clubs in Moyak. I mean, that thing has just got hooks from top to bottom. And then the All-American kicked in with this. And what that experience has given me, being able to see behind the scenes, is with the show, not only have we been focusing on those Midwest anglers, and every now and again, I'm going to grab, I've been fortunate enough to meet some of the big names in our industry, right? And be able to get to know them, and even on a first name basis. And now I can hit them up on DMs and they respond to me. They don't think I'm trying to sell them, like car insurance or whatever. And I've been fortunate enough with that, but I still enjoy the most of trying to bring light and a voice to maybe some anglers that don't normally get seen, in that Midwest and the Western side. Take California out of it. Not going there, not going that far. That's its own planet in and of itself. But the desert and focusing around, a lot
dramatic
of these
music and everything.
Right. That's one of the things we want to do for this for the second half of this season here at the Doc Talk is make sure that we're reaching out to those guys and guys and gals and just highlighting around around the area. We did a little segment there that got a lot of good feedback on veteran owned stuff and we want to we'll always highlight our work in that area, but on the fishing side we want to make sure that we stay true to that Midwest, maybe the people that don't normally have a voice, because I'll tell you what, some of the best damn anglers I've ever run into have never fished a tournament day one in their life.
Yeah.
And those are the guys and gals you need to be listening to, man, because they're plugged in. They got it figured out.
Well, you're talking about some of the best anglers you've talked about. Like I had a gentleman get a hold of me. He's like, "Hey, I'm having a hard time. I can't seem to figure this out. Blah blah blah. I'm in the Tennessee area. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong." He's like, "I literally cannot catch a fish for the life of me." And I said, "Well, have you gone to your local tackle shop?" And he's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Because they're gonna know exactly what you need, like, and how to do it, and what you need to do." And he goes, "I would have never even thought about that." I'm like, "Yeah, don't go to your big box stores. Don't do that. Go to your local tackle shop that's in that area. If you're vacationing or something like that, and you're gonna go fishing, hit them up, find out what's going on, and that's how you're gonna do it." And those local tackle shop guys, the owners of those stores, and because they're all privately owned, they know what they're talking about.
Dude,
yeah. Go ahead, Gene.
I was just going to say, one of the techniques I used to use when I was traveling all over the place to different joints, if I'd go in with little to no background on a place, was exactly that, Randy. I'd find that gas station / DVD rental / tackle shop.
What kind of DVDs you renting at a gas station, Gene?
Gun shop / night studio. We know what you're doing, Gene. Okay,
That's a different show. That's a different show.
Getting a little lonely in the motel room, are we? Wow.
Not for long. No, I'd find that gas station, man, and they don't have the money to carry a lot of crap. So what they carry is just the crap that works.
Yeah.
So if you want a starting point, that's what I would do. Is I'd look down. I was like, okay, well, I got just pretty much all that. I don't have one of those, and boom, in the bag with a burrito and a DVD it goes. But that's a great tactic, man. Is check out the little places around because they're only going to stock the stuff that they know works, man.
Well, and I don't know what it is. We're on the show. Yeah, we talk to a ton of anglers. We talk to a ton of people. We talk to industry leaders and we talk to manufacturers of all sorts of different things. And I don't have the answer for Tennessee. I don't have the answer for Colorado. I don't know those, but you know what? I can point you in a direction that will.
Right.
Well, that's the one great thing about this show. We've got 5 states represented right here with knowledge, 5 states.
Minus
Wait
Brian.
a minute. Yeah,
Well, Brian's like
I got knowledge. What?
Brian's got like two states.
I was going to say Brian's worth 2.
Yeah.
Easy on the smart guy talk, okay?
Keep those expectations down there, all right?
Well, okay. So what's the plan for Brian? So what's the plan for Paddle and Fin for the second half of the year, man?
Just keep grinding, man. I'm always excited about the iCast setup, especially, last year we were able to set up right on the show floor in the DuBro Fishing booth. Doing that again this year. The setup's going to be sweet this year. I showed Matt. I think I showed John too.
Yeah, you sent it to me.
Yeah, it'll be a sweet setup, a lot nicer. It's always nice to just chat and catch up with people. Like I saw today, I think it was Walton Doyle. Posted. And man, I look forward to seeing those guys every single year at iCast. Yeah. Like there's some people, the only time of the year you see them is at iCast because everybody's going every which direction, right? And you only see them at maybe that point in the year. But not only that, but just being there at the show, and seeing all the new stuff and what's coming down the pipe and, you know, for the upcoming season and things like that. So, you know,
ICAST is a lot of fun, but people don't realize that fun is work fun.
A lot of work.
yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's all work. I mean,
Well, not even just at the show, but leading up to the show. I mean, I know we were talking before the show started, man. It's like I've been on the grind nonstop these past couple of weeks, just getting everything prepared for ICAST. You know, it's not just you ship your stuff to the show and, you know, set it up in the booth, take it down and go home. You know, there's a lot of in between for manufacturers, even anglers, you know, like a lot of people go there and they make relationships and they try to work on maybe some kind of marketing or sponsorship type deals. And, you know, you're always following up those leads the end of the year, things like that. So, you know, ICAST is always a special thing for me. I always look forward to it. And especially, you know, last year we got to release the track knobs at ICAST, which was kind of cool. It was an idea that Matt and I had and designed, and seeing that go from idea concept to being presented on the show floor at ICAST in the public to see and their reaction to it. And then now you're seeing it
10 months
on
later, over
kayaks.
thousands and thousands of them sold, you know.
Yeah. So now, you know, this year, one of the products we're releasing is in the new product showcase, you know.
Woohoo!
And it's like the amount of time and energy I know I've put into that project. It's kind of cool that it's going to be in a spotlight, right? And, you know, obviously, you know, like I said earlier, you know, John and Matt were a huge part in that design, but, you know, it's almost like, okay, we got the girl pregnant. ICAST is when she's going to give birth. And over the next couple of years, we get to watch it grow up in the market. Right.
I don't know if I like that analogy.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't feel very comfortable with that.
There was a lot of things that could have happened in that one.
Yeah. And just earlier, you guys thought my DVDs were bad.
I mean, we're making fishing babies over here. Come on.
Paddle and fin.
We're not watching swindled up DVDs in the back room at the truck stop, bro. You know what I mean? Like, but no, I mean, it's, you know, with that aspect, man, it's, like I said, it's interesting the way, I mean, if you would ask me in 2018 where I'd be, I'd tell you probably installing or sanding and finishing a hardwood floor somewhere. Like nowhere in my wildest dreams would I think I'd be sitting in this stool in this building right now, getting ready to release a product at ICAST. You know, like ICAST was like that myth out there where, like, you know, all the people go to, but you can't go. And then when you finally get that invite and you walk or come down that escalator into the showroom floor, it's like you're walking through the gates of heaven to me, to a fisherman. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know how to describe it. And the first year I got to go was a COVID year. So that was even more wild, right?
Oh, that was even worse.
Again, I'm from Chicago. They canceled all fishing shows, you know, because you couldn't go into a public place unless you had a vaccine card. You fly to Florida and it's like thousands of people are walking around, no mask, nothing. And it was like, holy crap. And then throw on top of that the fact that you're at ICAST, and it's like, holy, like, I remember I was running around the show and it was like the second day of the show, and I was talking to Everett Park, and I love Everett Park, one of my mentors through my whole thing. Like, Everett is the man. There is not a greater person that's blessed the sport of kayak fishing that I've ever known. But I remember him looking at me because he saw the look on my face, because my neck was probably sore because I just kept going like this. Like, did you see so-and-so? Holy crap. Oh, you know what I mean? And he's like, so how you like an ICAST, bro? And I'm like, dude, I'm dizzy. Like, I don't even know where I'm at right now. I feel like I'm like on a whole nother planet. He's like, it's pretty cool, ain't it? And I was like, yeah, dude. Like,
And that was
he's
only
like,
day one.
it was like day 1 or day 2. And he's like, dude, I can see it. You've been running around here like a madman. And, you know, at that time, you know, Paddle and Fin was growing and I was trying to gain some sponsorships for the show and things like that, whatever. And, man,
And
it was just,
you were doing shows. I don't know if you remember that.
yeah, I was doing shows from the show.
We got booted out one night. Like,
that's right.
They were closing it. Like they're like, you boys are done. Like,
yeah. I remember I even went over there, you know, I'm wearing a Lakewood shirt. I went over there, I think it was like an hour and a half before the show opened to do a show with Sarah from Lakewood. Actually, that was the second year, because the first year was the year I met her. So it was the second year, you know, I met her over in the Lakewood booth and did a show right from her booth. And I mean, how cool is that, right? Like, as a podcaster, you get to interview somebody in the ICAST floor, but from the manufacturer's perspective, they get to promote their product on a whole nother platform that may not have been available to them. So it's a pretty unique concept and a pretty unique thing of like what we do. We've all known and seen folks like pumping out ICAST YouTube videos, but like doing live podcasts from the show, I mean, that's a whole different aspect that we kind of developed back in the day, which is kind of cool to see what it's turned into, you know?
And let's hit on that for a second, because guys and gals, there will be 5 of us down there that will be doing live shows from the DuBro booth. Brian has got us coming back for the second year. So Brian, thank you for bringing the Paddle and Fin guys down to not only work with, we are DuBro guys too, but
just wait till you get the invoice. Wait,
yeah.
What? That invoice would go to me, technically.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're getting the invoice.
Never mind.
We're not getting the invoice.
Never mind. I'm kidding.
So make sure if you're watching this show tonight and you're going to ICAST, come over to the booth or reach out to me or Randy, Brian, Matt. Gene's not going to be able to make it this year. Hopefully we get him there next year. But reach out to us and we'll get you scheduled in, penciled in. Come over and talk to us about your product, your new release, what your lineup is going to be for 2025. Final thoughts, Gene, before we cut out.
Just looking forward to this second half, man. We're going to keep trucking on keeping the content flowing. Going to keep doing the work that we're doing out there. Happy to be a part of Paddle and Fin. Excited to take the summer here and get as much content as we can with DuBro and all the cool products we're going to get a chance to actually work with. That's a big part of what we do out there, man. And that was probably the last thing. It's just the people that support us out there, man. It's huge. All those folks that are watching live, can't thank you guys enough. And the people that come back later and watch it recorded, love you guys just as much, man. That's huge.
Yep.
No doubt.
Those folks that stick in with us. So glad to be a part. Let me know what you guys need there. And man, we should, I'm just going to say it right here. So I will be at the Classic one way or another, whether I'm fishing the national championship or whether I'm just on media tip. Let's do something, man. If one of you guys or some of you guys are going to be there, let's get the show going right from that deal. Because I'll tell you what, that is an event. And that is a ton of fun out there for sure.
That's going to be in Texas next year. So Fort Worth area.
Yep. So
sweet.
Yeah.
Do it.
All right, Randy, you're up, Big Daddy.
So I'm gonna dovetail a little bit of what John said, and if you have a show concept or an idea, reach out to us. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about getting you on the network, expanding this thing out a little bit farther. If you have a showcase that wants to just talk to lady anglers or just anything that you have an idea of and you want to produce a show on a platform, reach out to us, meet us at ICAST, talk to us. Let's get that conversation going because we're always looking for some more hosts. And Matt is there. He'll help us out too.
Just do it.
Maddie.
Yeah, just looking forward to
Oh, are you?
Oh boy, am I.
I am. 10 days.
Dude, you guys have no idea what it's like with me and Matt together on the road.
I do.
You know what, Brian? Let's do it. Let's go live a few times and we'll do
No,
some
you don't
convoys.
record your
Oh, boy.
entire trip. Record your entire trip its entirety when Brian's asleep in the passenger seat. You know, the whole.
We're
everything.
going live. We're going live Saturday morning at the takeoff.
Outstanding. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, we're doing it. We're doing it. Just wait. We got something up our sleeve for old the whole Byczowski clan. We'll leave it at that.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Outstanding.
Yeah, have a few Waffle Houses already pinned for on the
Boom.
Like,
Boom.
Hey,
I just
Why
got
did-
excited.
why did I know that?
Don't go to the Waffle House in Orlando. Don't do that one.
Don't do
What?
that one.
Why not? The dirtier, the better.
I just cringed internally. It was
I don't
bad.
know, Brian. That one that we stopped at in Louisville, that has to be in the Hall of Fame of dirt. I mean,
Louisville. Which one was that?
That's right after my trailer decided to try to eat your kayak.
Oh, yeah. It was okay. It wasn't bad.
But no, looking forward to ICAST as always. Looking forward to what comes in the rest of 2024 and starting to look a little bit 25 already.
Sweet. Thanks, sir. Brian?
Hi.
Jesus.
And with that, thank you guys for joining the paddle.
Wow. Bye.
Andy, oh, the new theme song for ICAST this year. That's it. It's on. It's on.
Oh, that's been the theme for a long time.
Oh,
I
boy.
am looking forward to jacking some smallmouth this upcoming week in New York, then coming back, getting on the road with you fellas, going down to ICAST. I got a few small trips planned to go, some more local waters around me, Wisconsin, things like that. Definitely want to try hitting Green Bay this summer for some Walters and things like that. And yeah, man, just looking forward to it.
Wait, Walters?
Walleyes, baby.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, see, I'm from the South, so I don't know what those are.
Yeah, walleyes. Most delicious fish you'll ever eat in your life.
My secret to catching walleye is to fish for smallmouth.
Melts like butter in your mouth.
Gene, I love it.
Yeah, that's the truth, Gene.
the
Jay
only way-
Brown.
Only way
Jay
I'm
Brown
going.
will be in Cape Vincent, New York, on the St. Lawrence, right by the mouth of the Lake Ontario. But yeah, and obviously excited about ICAST releasing some products. Got some products in the works for release after the first of the year as well for DuBro Fishing and Pine Ridge Archery. So just been on the grind, man. Just looking forward to continuing the Friday Night Bite show. It seems like the response has been well. I hope you guys all enjoy it. Appreciate everybody that tunes in and listens to all the podcasts on Paddle and Fin, and just very fortunate to be back on the grind and pumping out content for everybody. And yeah, man, just super excited to just continuing on and yeah, doing cool stuff.
All right, so I have a question for you, Brian.
Yes, Waffle House is the greatest restaurant in the world.
No, so last year was the chaotic and craziness of making a transition and becoming the guy at DuBro and trying to make sure everything works out well. Is this year at ICAST going to be the year that you kind of
Relax.
relax a little bit? Come on, Matt. You got to help us make him relax. Come on.
No. Let me tell you, he fell.
Listen, you three fellas don't have enough money, and there is not a. We're not going to go down that road, but yeah, it's just not going to happen. I mean, you might
it's
be
gonna
better
happen.
off
One way or
going
the other,
to
it's gonna happen.
Gene's truck stop and renting some DVDs, but still, that's not going to do it, bro.
Yeah, it ain't happening.
Yeah,
I can tell
no.
you.
We'll get him. We'll get him.
I will tell you this, because I got sick the day we left, and poor Matt had to drive pretty much all the way back from Georgia to Indiana in one day because I was so dehydrated. So I do have
I heard it was
plans.
exhaustion.
With well,
Exhaustion.
you forgot to add with your transmission slipping
Oh yeah, that's
through
right.
Atlanta traffic.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah. We had vehicle troubles. I was pretty much out and non-existent. If it wasn't for Matt jamming Pedialyte and water down my throat, I'd probably be dead right now. So thank you, Matt. I love you, buddy.
No problem.
And yeah, no, it's always going to be stressful for me. You know, and I'm sure it's stressful for many other manufacturers, man. It's like, this is the biggest show of the year in the fishing industry. This is when you want to spotlight your brand, your products, all that stuff. And I take that to heart because I care. You know, we're not a big corporate entity like Rapala or Guggen or, you know, Berkeley or something like that, man. We're not trying to necessarily be those people, but we'd like to be a few notches below them, right? And so it's something that we hold near and dear. I mean, we're American-made products. You know, all our stuff is made in this building I'm sitting in right now, so we supply American jobs, and like that's very important to me. I don't like when somebody has to be laid off or, you know, hours reduced or something like that, you know, and thank God, like that doesn't happen very often, you know what I mean? But
Right.
once in a great while, you have to do that as a business decision. So, you know, it's always important to, you know, support local businesses, American companies, things like that, man. So I take it to heart because I look at it as the harder I work this 1 week at the show, the more successful everybody that enters the doors of this building on a daily basis is going to be. So, I mean, it's not just me or my ego or, you know, the DuBro Fishing brand. It's,
Right.
you know, like 50 families that I'm more concerned about, right? Because that's just me and the aspect I look at it and come at it from. Granted, there's the love of fishing there, right? But it's a whole different aspect in my eyes. So ICAST isn't a very light thing. Same thing with ATA, which is like the ICAST of the archery world. And same thing with some of the hobby shows and stuff that I take part in, man. They're all three very important components to help us succeed here and continue to grow, continue to develop new products, and, you know, to make everybody's life a little bit easier on or off the water. So
Sweet. Well, hey guys, appreciate you guys coming on board, sharing your insights for the first half of the year what you've done and what we've got planned for the rest of the year.
What you
Be
got
blessed
going on,
and-
John?
yeah,
Say again?
why
Yeah, I
why
was
do
gonna
we
say,
have
John
to
didn't-
answer all the questions?
yeah,
Yeah,
didn't say
John.
anything.
You haven't enlightened us on anything. Not
And
what you've done
with
this
that,
year, not what you're
have a
planning
good
on
day,
doing
fellas.
this year. None of that.
Yeah.
This is so unfair.
He- Dang, we got shunned. He's like, and you can leave.
All right, fellas. Thanks again. Nothing but love. God bless you. And thanks for joining the 5-in-1 Rusty Hook Kayak Fishing Podcast Show.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Be safe, be blessed, and nothing but love.
Thanks, Big Daddy.
I'm just glad I didn't hear his laugh. Oh, shit. I'm out. All right, guys. Hey, I want to thank you again for watching us here tonight and listening to us on our podcast platforms. Be blessed. And from all 5 of us from the show, make sure you wear your PFD. Always wear the appropriate clothing when you go out and fish. And make sure you let somebody know where you're at, where you're going, when you're getting on the water, and when you're getting off. As always, be blessed, stay safe, and hey, wait, hold on. The master's back.
Bye-bye.
Gotta love that guy, man. He's the total package. I'm just glad I didn't hear his laugh. His laugh is infectious, by the way.